Let's get started with Think Central tutorial for homework, lesson 6.5. This is going to be a lesson about using comparisons. So our primary model probably here is going to be a comparison bar model. Also important is the language that we're using to compare things. So hook into the language of the comparisons. As with the previous lessons, I'm going to use the Think Central view example to help us understand the process to solve these. So check out this problem. If Julia jumped 1,600 times and Samantha jumped 1,400 times, how many more jumps did Julia do than Samantha? So key to this is more, how many more? So if we're using more, we have a strong feeling that we're going to be using an additive comparison. So we're going to compare Julia's jumps to Samantha's jumps like this. So Julia's here, Samantha's here. Obviously Julia's a little bit more. This is our comparison bar model, and it tells us how many more jumps Julia's going to do. So let's check out the answer from Think Central. Looking at their example, they did the comparison bar. They did exactly like we did. So we're doing a additive comparison, and when we say additive, we're not really adding numbers. We're using the language of comparing. So we're comparing we're adding up the two numbers to compare them. So that would be known as additive comparison language. So here's the answer. The answer is 200. If you compare 1,600 to 1,400, you subtract those, you find the difference, you get 200. Same problem here. Ted's jumping 1,500 times. He did 400 more jumps than Mario. So you ask yourself, who did more, Ted or Mario? So Ted did more. And here's Ted here, and that's the 1,500. And Ted did 400 more. So if I take away 400 here out of the 1,500, that would be how much Mario jumped. So we don't know what Mario jumped. We have to do a comparison, comparing Mario to the total. But we know that Ted is 400 more than Mario. So Mario plus 400 would have to equal 1,500, or 1,500 minus 400 will equal Mario. Let's check out the answer. So it's showing us Ted is 1,500. We got the 400 there. We're comparing the 1,500 to the 400. We have a difference of 1,100, and that is an additive comparison again. The only other type of comparison is multiplicative, but this is not multiplying. This is adding or subtracting. So any addition or subtraction, we still call it additive comparisons. Just draw your model and figure out who's got more, find out the difference, and you'll get the answer. Now this kind of problem is multiplicative comparison because it's saying Ramon scored 4 points at the volleyball game. That meaning his 4 points was 2 times as many as David. So who scored more? Did David score more or less than Ramon? Well, Ramon was 2 times as many as David. So if I draw my multiplicative comparison, that is Ramon. He's got 4 points. This number here is 2 times David, so David has to be half of Ramon. So what is half of 4? Or you can say some number D times 2 will equal 4, or D divide by 2, D should be 2. So David should have scored 2 points. Let's check out the answer on Think Central now. So they did a multiplicative comparison. They're showing the bar here, Ramon 4, half of Ramon. 1/2 times Ramon is David, because it says right there, David is 2 times Ramon is 2 times as many as David, or the other way to say it is 1/2 of Ramon's is David. And they show us how they solve the problem right here. David must have scored 2 points. If Dana has 6 CDs, so let me draw that here. There are 6 CDs here. She has half as many as Sonia. So who has more? Does Dana have more or does Sonia have more? Well, if Dana's is half of Sonia's, then Sonia must have twice as many as Dana. So 6 is half of what number? So you say, or 6 times 2 will equal Dana. Now, 6 times 2 will equal Sonia. or Sonia times half equals Dana. In either case, you're going to see that Sonia must have 12 CDs. And you check it. If Sonia has 12 CDs, is half of that equal to 6? Yes. So Dana's is half of Sonia's. And looking at the example from Think Central, it's exactly what they did. They said 2 times Dana is equal to Sonia, or half of Sonia is equal to Dana. Doesn't matter how you say it. You could even say Sonia divided by 2 is Dana. Either way you get it, you can see that Sonia has 12 CDs. So you have to really use self-talk to solve these problems and go through the process. Chester has 63 CDs. Tony has 1/7 as many, so obviously a lot less. So if I did the unit fraction of 7, Tony would have that much. So what is 1/7 of 63? And we know that of is times. Check that out. You see the slash here. 7 goes into 7 once. 7 goes into 63 9 times. So Tony must have 9. Let's check it out. All right, this is exactly what they did. They set up the problem like that. 7 times Tony is equal to 63, or 1/7 of Chester will equal Tony, and so you could do it either way. 7 times the number 63, plug it in, you get 9, or 1/7 of 63. You solve it, you get 9. All right, there you go. We've got our lesson done, 6-5. Let's get to your work on Think Central. Hopefully this has helped you, and you are using self-talk and drawing models. And there's a great picture there. Make sure you're also doing your IXL work. All right, thanks, bye.